Good morning. It's Monday, August 17th, 2020. I am meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing storm scoop. It's a new week, new weather. Maybe a little bit of same old, actually. But let's jump in. So, again, we'll talk a lot about a pattern change and the tropics. Those are the main ideas going on right now, and throw a few oddballs in there as well. So here we are looking at a 500 millibart chart. We have, let's take a look here at the numbers I set out here for you. So we have a sweeping, the entire event here along will be this driver here. It's the upper low. And 2 and 3 are coming together into a strong, heavy rainfall, enhancing disturbance for the mid-Atlantic. We've been talking about how much rain this area will be getting over the next few days. 4, 5, 6, 7 inches in some of the high spots. But again, that'll be isolated. And then here you have 4 and 5, which is a hybrid storm. I showed you that radar last week about systems off the shore of the Carolinas, and sure enough, this is something that we'll see a few systems that may drag off the coast in the next couple of weeks. And with that warm water we showed the other day, let's try and see if we still have that water temperature. It's not available. You might see some storms named out here really late. So, interesting things to take a look at. Here we have, you can see definitely a ridge, western ridge building in. The Pacific and continental cells are merging. And this surge north up the west coast. Man, you can see that right here. Look at that surge of moisture. It seeds our trough development and accelerates into the central and ultimately eastern portions of the United States. And moving along, the feature that puts an end to everything in terms of the temperatures. You can see that here. It's that building ridge which we talked about. The undercut of the main features. That's the red carpet, basically. The main features here, number 2, and it deepens the eastern trough, and anything that follows has to undercut, and it's going to bring reinforcing cold fronts to the region. So, I keep saying that you do ultimately wind up getting a high 80s, low 90s day or two in September in many areas in the country, but I think prolonged heat waves might be starting to come to an end. So let's move on here. And just looking off, we have a minor dance left to be had across Canada, and then we'll see the weather shift into that late summer mode across northeast and mid-Atlantic. I want to look at some hurricane information. So obviously Josephine has been named, and that means for 2020, now batting 70% through the first 10 storms in terms of being a storm that will become a tropical system. I mean, it's definitely been very active. And you can see how early we're seeing some of these storms. This is something I thought was very interesting, sort of the oddball. The other day I showed the sensor, and this is a little more into that. It's the sensor we saw off Long Beach Island. It got hit by the tornadic water spout last week from the Isaias, and this is a 3-second data showing the extreme gusts occurring within a 24-second period. It shows how fast things can change during severe weather and tornado situations. So it'd be interesting also to see the direction of the wind during this time. But and this is the radar overlay. You can see the heaviest here over LBI. Some other things I just want to keep an eye on. This is the July 2020 land and ocean temperature profile. It's the second hottest July overall for the globe in July 2020. And the Arctic Sea shrank to a new record low. So not something you really want to see right now. It just really isn't. Here is our 6 to 10 day outlook temperature probability. Trigger popped a couple days early. Otherwise, there you go. Conversation we had, I don't know, even a week ago, outlining that oddity diving southward through central Russia. That must have been 10 days ago we talked about that, so good for us. This is a look at potential precipitation patterns for late 2020 and early 2021. For the U.S., there's been a consistent signal for above normal precipitation across the Midwest and Great Lakes, consistent with the La Nina we're expecting. And so that's for November and January. And this one is for February. I keep going back and forth. February into April. So pause and take a look at some of the, whether it's the dry area. The La Nina. Wow. We'll talk about that a little more. La Nina conditions are predicted to peak in late 2020, and then January, February, maybe March, it'll ease out with the downwards trend. So that'll do it for us. You always want to, going back to that last one, you check out those warm North Atlantic Sea and a modest negative PDO signature, and man, if it's winter, oof. Anyway, I am meteorologist Steve Kuznowski with your weather briefing Storm Scoop. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.